Hey everyone, Spicy Toast Gaming here, taking a look now at Jack, the winner for our first impressions. So we'll take a look at the star power, starting deck, champion level ups, and what relics we think work well on them. This time we'll start off with the champion card themselves. So they are a 4-cost 4/5 brash. That's essentially the same thing as fearsome, but now they can only be blocked by units that have 3 or more health instead of power. Strike, create a coin in hand. He levels up when you've spent 12 or more mana in 1 round. Level up, he gets Overwhelm, goes to a 5/6, Strike, create 2 coins in hand, and now when you refill mana, grant me 1 power for each mana refilled. His champion card is Risky Venture, deal 2 to a unit. If this kills it, create 2 coins in hand, and then since it's the champion card, it also creates a Jack in your deck, and then this is the coin that most of the decks have been revolving around. For the star powers, the first one, when you refill mana, give allies 1 power this round. I'm not sure if this is only going to work for normal mana or if this also is going to work for spell mana. If it works for spell mana, then Lost Chapter and Archangel Staff are going to be very good, but this probably is just your normal mana. Sleeping with the Fishes, your second star power, +1 starting mana. When you gain the attack token, create a fleeting prize fight in hand. That's this right here. 1 cost fast, an ally and an enemy strike each other. They can't drop below 1 health from this strike. So a good way to deal a large amount of damage to the enemy unit while protecting your own unit. Now this obviously isn't going to kill them, so you normally are going to want a backup removal option to just finish them off. Your last star power, when you refill mana, give allies 1 power this round and deal 1 to all enemies. So this is going to be great removal, very similar to like Jinx's passive, obviously not quite as strong since Jinx is just every time you play a card. Also, we'll have to see if this is 1 power and 1 damage when you refill mana or for each mana itself. So if you would refill a large amount of mana at one time, would it still just go off 1 time? Or to go off 1 time for each mana that you're refilling? So that we'll all have to see when we start playing him. Either way, it's going to be a good card, or good star power that is. Let's take a look at the starting deck. This looks really good. Is a little sad that we're still having Slippery Wave Rider. We have seen that in a couple other decks. It is a good card though. I'm glad that at least the rest of the deck are all new cards that haven't been in other decks. Would prefer Slippery Wave Rider be something else, but at least the rest of the deck is unique. So first we have Parlay. Deal 1 to anything. If this kills it, deal 1 to the enemy nexus. This will be great for your second star power, where you're having 2 units strike each other, but neither one of them can die. So this will help just finish them off. Pocket Picker, 1 cost 2/1. Last Breath, create a coin in hand. You see that right here. If you needed to, you could play this unit and then just parlay and kill it yourself if you want that coin. Barnacles, 2 cost 1/1. Strike, create a coin in hand. This also is brash. So this will give you a good amount of consistent coin generation. Mad Old Babs, 2 cost 1/3. When you refill mana, grant me 1 power for each mana refilled. So that's grant, that's a permanent buff. This is going to fulfill a very similar role to the Fey Blade Twirl for Yasuo. You put it on the game early, and then as you stun units, it gets more and more powerful. Same thing here, you want to play this in your early game, and then throughout the round, or throughout the game, it's going to be getting more and more powerful, and can be a serious threat later on. We also have Knuckle at the 2 cost. So 2 cost, 2/1 elusive. When you play this, it summons a fleeting Mako. 4 cost, 4/4 Overwhelm. When I'm summoned, create a fleeting Bull in hand, which you see right here. 6 cost, 6/6 brash when I'm summoned Rally. So this is going to be a very strong combo. Even though this is a 2 cost, you normally are not going to want to play this in your early game, because this can really help you close out the game if you can go through all 3 units. This should be a very strong combo though. Glad it's in his deck. This will really help you end in that later to mid game. Next we have 3 cost, 5 Punch Pablo. Also, I'm just really happy how cheap most of his deck is. So 5 Punch Pablo, 3 cost, 4/1, Attune. When I'm summoned, create a fleeting prize fight in hand. So right here, you're already generating this from your 2-star. When an ally and enemy strike each other, they can't drop below 1 health from this strike. Great for Pablo since he only has 1 health anyways. So again, you can use this and then use your parlay to finish them off. We also have Risky Venture. Again, this is his champion spell. 3 cost slow, deal 2 to a unit. If this kills it, create 2 coins in hand. This is going to be another great way to finish off units. So far, looking like Jack is going to have some great removal. You're generating this strike every single round, and then you have multiple ways to finish them off. Also remember, every time Jack strikes, he creates a coin. If he's leveled up, he creates 2. So having Jack strike people with the prize fight is going to be very good for your generation. Also with Barnacles, strike, create a coin in hand. You throw this on Jack, now every strike creates 2 or 3 coins. Should be very good. We have Jack himself, and then Slippery Wave Rider. Again, this is in some other decks. Little sad to see that. I prefer when the decks have all new cards, but the rest of the deck, all new cards, so can't be too upset. It is a decent card. It is a strong elusive. Let's go take a look at the champion levels. Barnacles gets studded leather. Very nice, just even stronger. Mad Old Babs gets giant belt. This is actually good, so you don't really care about buffing up her power because that's already going to get buffed up through the mana gems, giving her the giant belt so she can stay on the board longer and take those hits. Very good. Slippery Wave Rider gets chain vest. That's fine. Not really too great. It is an elusive, so normally you don't really want to be blocking or having it get blocked anyways. Kind of a mediocre upgrade slightly, but it's fine. Parlay gets mana potion, so now it's free. Very nice. 5 Punch Pablo gets skirmishing saber, so he's going to be a very good removal card then, but unless he gets quick attack, he's just going to die from that strike. But yeah, he'll be good at taking out enemy threats. Pocket Picker gets Shadow Totem. All right, so that's not bad. This will be a strong card to play in your first round, putting 2 units on the board for 1 cost. Very nice. And then you're guaranteed to get that coin because of the ephemeral. Knuckle gets Phage. So a 4/3 elusive that's 2 cost. Very strong. It's going to be tempting to play this in the early game, but you probably aren't going to want to. You probably want to save that so you can get that powerful combo out. But with it getting that extra power, it's going to be pretty tempting. We might end up having to do that. Risky Venture gets Charging Sigil, so 2 extra damage. So this is a 4 damage. That's going to be pretty massive. I already was planning on recommending getting the Grand General's counter plan to be able to generate this every round that Jack is on the board, but this just makes that even better. Mad Old Babs gets Hearty Ration, so she's going to have 5 health because she also gets Giant Belt and Hearty Ration, so she's going to be absolutely amazing at blocking, and will actually be another target that's great to use that strike spell on since she can heal up every single round. That'll be a very strong 2-drop card. Oh, and they did it. 5 Punch Pablo gets Speed Wraps, so he's going to have Challenger and Quick Attack, so he's going to be great at taking out enemy units, and he can even survive when he's on the offensive. Pretty good upgrades. I'm liking the starting deck. They are really leaning into Jack and his playstyle. I was a little worried they're going to put a lot of Bilgewater cards in here that were released previously. I'm glad that pretty much the whole deck is the cards that came with his support package. I think he's going to be very strong. All right, let's go talk about what relics you might want to run on him. So since you're probably going to be getting a lot of strikes with him, you might want to get Regeneration. Also, Chameleon's Necklace, always great so that you are able to draw your champion, especially since while you're leveling him up, you're not going to get that draw at the start of the game, not the guaranteed one. Lost Chapter, if his star powers of regaining mana count for spell mana, then this is going to be very, very good. We'll have to see that. Banshee's Veil might not be bad since he's probably going to get low on health from striking so often. The rare relic that I think is going to be really, really good on him is the Grand General's Counterplan. So that's going to make you this Risky Venture, which we know from the level ups is going to go to a 4 cost removal. So this is going to be both great for taking out units that are low on health from the other spell you're generating when the enemy and your own units strike each other. So this is going to be great for finishing them off, the Risky Venture. But with it going to 4 damage, it's just going to be great removal in general. So that's probably something you really want to use. Also, generating 2 coins should be pretty good. Also, since Strike, create a coin in hand, both of these Strike relics, the Gatebreaker and the Stalker's Blade, both of those should work out quite well. Also, Berserker's Buckle, probably going to be striking very often with Jack, so being able to constantly scale, that'll be very good on him. Archangel's Staff, even if it doesn't work with his star power, would still be pretty good. Looks like you're wanting to be using a lot of spells, so being able to refill your mana every single round that you have Jack on the board should be pretty good. Overall, I think Jack looks like a well-designed and well-put-together champion. Honestly, all of the champions so far I've been very impressed with, really happy with what Riot has done. We'll have to play and level them up to really see how they work in game, but for right now, for first impressions, all of them look good. Very happy with this. I said before, I would prefer if Riot released less champions if each champion was well designed and well put together. That seems like what we have here, so I am very happy about this. Definitely comment down below what you think of this champion. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out. Hope you all have a great day.